Coming up on KUJH News, the impact of a new state liquor law, what stronger beer means for local businesses and their sales.
So, what's been going on while I've been gone?
Back at the podium, Barack Obama gives his first public speech since his farewell from the White House. Hear one of his post-presidential goals coming up. And results from the relays, how KU track and field ended its weekend after a hot start at Rock Chalk Park. KUJH News starts right now.
From the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Alex McClune. Kansas Governor Sam Brownback has signed a new law allowing grocery stores to sell liquor with higher alcohol concentration. For some, that means stronger beer, but not everyone is sure the new law will change consumer habits. Grocery and convenience stores can sell beer up to 6% stronger. For some liquor stores in Lawrence, beer sales bring in most of the profits, including as much as 33% in some places. But liquor store owners and some customers aren't sure if the law will actually change buyers' habits.
Liquor stores offer a much broader selection, so they'll continue to have that advantage.
So I go to the liquor store and I can pick out any of 100 different types of beer, whereas if I go to a grocery store, they might only have 10. So while it's convenient, it may not be the best.
The law will go into effect starting 2019. The storms held off last weekend and it's all sunny now. Jacob Asherman is in studio with weather. And Jacob, I'm hearing some stores may be rolling into our weekend.
Yeah, Alex, it was an absolutely gorgeous weekend, and well, today is really no difference with those temperatures in the mid-70s rolling over to today. Right now, it is absolutely gorgeous, 74 degrees, clear skies with winds out of the southeast at 22 miles an hour, so there is a bit of a stout wind. With the low humidity, though, it is absolutely gorgeous outside. Now, zooming things out a little bit to our regional temperatures, mid to low 70s all across the board, 74 in Topeka. Our friends in Kansas City, things are a little bit warmer, 76 degrees. Our neighbors out west in Manhattan, also 76 degrees. So this beautiful weather will hold through today and tomorrow, but an active spring weather pattern is making its way towards Lawrence, bringing us plenty of chances for showers and thunderstorms. I'll have just how much we can expect coming up in just a minute, guys.
All right, thanks, Jacob. Warm temperatures now, possible storms rolling into the weekend. Jacob will be back with a full look at weather. For now, Lawrence police are reporting several crimes from over the weekend. Throughout the city, there were 3 burglaries, 2 aggravated assaults, a robbery, a vehicle theft, and 1 sexual assault. Coinciding with those events were 2 cases of property damage at the Jayhawk Towers that occurred on consecutive nights. At the Jayhawk Towers, 2 counts of property damage were reported. The first incident occurred around 2 a.m. last Friday, resulting in $600 worth of damage. That investigation is still open. The second incident, which occurred at 3 a.m. Saturday, included a charge for possession of marijuana and has been cleared by the arrest of the suspect. Student Senate is immediately joining student groups to fund Sexual Violence Survivor Fund. The fund provides financial help to students who have experienced or are experiencing some form of violence. This resource is both an immediate and individualized form of support for KU students who are survivors of sexual violence. Student Body Vice President Gabby Naylor says the fund will provide a variety of resources.
Bed linens, toiletries, anything of that nature. And then other things could be safety needs, so whether that's the changing of locks and paying for a locksmith, or housing accommodations during breaks, gas cards, court fees, the cost to cover the cost of an STI testing as well.
The groups plan on sustaining the fund in the future by partnering with other campus organizations. Around campus, some students may be searching for a roommate before signing an upcoming lease. Some others may prefer a pet. KUJH reporter Chloe Cowart tells us what students should consider before adopting pets.
The Lawrence Humane Society will see an influx of newcomers in the next few months. Now, being in a college town, it will also see students eager to take in a new fluffy friend. Megan Scheibe of the Humane Society advises students to take a few important steps before considering adopting.
We get a lot of adoptions from college students, and sometimes they don't talk to their roommates before they adopt, and it's a big surprise when their roommate comes home and there's a cat or a dog, and because there hadn't been a pet in the household, nobody realized the other person was allergic.
KU senior Ryan Baines from Kansas City, Kansas, adopted Bandit here when he was just 8 weeks old. Now at 4 months, Bandit requires 2 walks and 2 meals a day. Now Baines' roommates are always willing to help, but the responsibility still lies on Ryan.
I mean, before I got him, obviously, I was going to ask my roommates, what they thought about it, and yeah, I guess they're up for the challenge with me.
Shivey recommends students consult with their roommates before adopting. She also suggests considering where you'll be living when you graduate, the fees associated with your new pet, and to do research on what animal will suit your lifestyle best. Reporting from Lawrence, Chloe Cowart, KUJH News.
The Lawrence Humane Society recently received a $50,000 grant from the ASPCA to help pet owners going through financial troubles. Well, coming up after the break, after a sneak attack on Afghanistan's military base last week, 2 military officers are resigning. And hear from Barack Obama, who's back at the podium since leaving his office earlier this year. We'll be back after this.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
We connected so fast when we first met. I think that our relationship will last for a lifetime.
Being a role model for someone, being there for someone, there's nothing I can compare it to. She has uncles up in Minnesota that treat me like I'm their own now.
I feel like she's actually my big sister in a way.
It's been one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
More than 130 soldiers were killed last week in a Taliban attack on an Afghanistan military base. Now the Afghan Minister of Defense and Army Chiefs of Staff are resigning today. U.S. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis was expected to meet with Afghan officials in Kabul to determine the need for more troops. At a news conference, Mattis did not confirm details of Russia's role of possibly providing weapons to the Taliban, but says he would not refute that involvement.
The Russians seem to be choosing to be strategic competitors in a number of areas. The level of granularity and the level of success they're achieving, I think the jury is out on that.
The U.S. Secretary of Defense offered Taliban who wish to join the political process they renounce violence and reject terrorism. Former President Barack Obama is back at the podium giving his first public speech since his farewell from the White House in January. Obama delivered his invitation-only speech where he started his political career. Nearly 500 area students attended this morning at the University of Chicago. On Sunday, the former president met with young at-risk men on the city's south side to talk about gang violence and employment. Today, Obama spoke on one of his post-presidential goals to encourage and support the next generation of leaders.
Although there are all kinds of issues that I care about and all kinds of issues that I intend to work on, the single most important thing I can do is to help in any way I can prepare the next generation of leadership to take up the baton and to take their own crack at changing the world.
Obama is scheduled for more upcoming appearances. He'll accept the John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award on May 7th in Boston. Protests emerged in California, Colorado, D.C., and even overseas in London and Berlin to support science and evidence-based research. During the March for Science, speakers including Questlove and Bill Nye emphasized the importance of science not as an ideology, but as facts. The march was announced as political but nonpartisan. At some of the protests, demonstrators hinted toward the Trump administration silencing scientists. On the March for Science webpage, you can find ways to act and get involved this week. Well, here in Lawrence, Jacob Asherman is back in the studio with a full look at our forecast heading into the week.
Yeah, Alex, for the last week or so, we've been having this unseasonably warm weather, and while I'm sure most people, including myself, are big fans of this warm weather, the flip side of that is it gives us plenty of energy for showers and thunderstorms this week, which we are going to see plenty of. Also, this warm weather giving us plenty of pollen. Our pollen forecast for today is high, lots of mulberry pollen in the air, so keep that allergy medicine close at hand. But for right now, gorgeous weather across our area, 74 degrees with clear skies. Again, we do have a stout wind out of the southeast, 22 miles an hour, but that is helping us stay dry with a 29% humidity. So for the most part, it feels beautiful across our area. 74 in Topeka, our neighbors in Kansas City, 76 degrees to our south, and Ottawa, 74, and way out west in Manhattan, 76 degrees. Fortunately, this weather is going to stay nice for the rest of the night, gradually cooling off. Those winds also will gradually die down. By 6 o'clock, 74 degrees. The skies will remain clear. By 7 o'clock, 72 degrees. Now, for the next couple days, I want to point out this upper-level storm system that's sitting off of the northwest Pacific here. You can see this little spinning. That's an upper-level disturbance that's going to swing its way into our area with plenty of warm Gulf air that you can see kind of lingering right now. That's going to make its way north, giving us chances for showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days, beginning tomorrow night. So you can see for our tomorrow highs, temperatures roughly similar today, are mostly in the mid to upper 70s, 76 here in Lawrence, 75 in Topeka. Now, I do want to point out that upper level disturbance I was talking about, it is going to draw down a cold front with plenty of cold air to the north, and that is going to give us a chance of thunderstorms throughout the night. You can see our Futurecast radar here. Lawrence does stay dry for most of the day. This rain, when it does make its way through our area, should push through late tomorrow night. So for the most part, you really shouldn't have to worry about any showers and thunderstorms, although you will probably have to worry in the morning any lingering showers and thunderstorms from that cold front. Now, we are under a risk of severe weather. For the most part, marginal over our area to our southeast, slight risk. Although the main threats should be wind and hail, I'm not anticipating much of a tornado threat for tomorrow with any storms that do form. Now for your 5-day forecast, 76 on Tuesday with that slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. You can see overnight 80% chance going into Wednesday morning. You can see that cold front. That is a strong cold front, 53 degrees, a low of 40. But our temperatures gradually will recover, 65 on Thursday, before rounding our week off with 71 and some thunderstorms, guys.
All right, going to have to keep an eye out for storms heading into the week. Nick Cousin joins us at the desk now. And Nick, you were out at Massachusetts last weekend, and an Olympian, I should say, a gold-winning Olympian was downtown, and there was a chance of storms, but luckily they held back, and you were able to see a shot putter go in action.
Yep, the storms played no effect to the weekend, and the relays weren't delayed. I'll have your full recap of the relays and Big 12 Championship golf results right after the break. Stay with us.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it. Well, there they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. The doctor stopped by and said, well, it is leukemia. And then the next thing she said without even missing a beat was, and here's what we're going to do. We are so blessed and lucky to say that she is extremely healthy. I could not be more grateful for groups like the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It was that research that let that doctor say, it's leukemia, and here's what we're going to do.
Welcome back to KUJH. I'm Nick Cousin. The downtown shot put hit Mass Street Friday night as the best in the throwing world took their talents from the pit to the street. The field included 5 of the top 25 throwers in the world, headlined by Rio 2016 gold medalist and current Olympic record holder Ryan Krauser. The downtown shot put record was set by Reese Hoffa in 2014, but it didn't take long for Krauser to break that, clearing the record on his 3rd throw. That throw gave him the title and $4,000 in his first time in Lawrence.
I mean, there's a meet that I've been wanting to do for a long time now. Among the shot putting group, I mean, it gets really built up. Everybody loves to talk about it and the good time that goes on here. So I was excited to come in, and I mean, it lived up to expectations, even exceeded them. I mean, it was pretty loud here when everybody was throwing, and then it really got going on those last couple throws. So that made it cool. It was a really cool experience just to be able to come out here and have these people really appreciate the sport.
Krauser will be back next year to defend his title. Freshmen shine for the Jayhawks this weekend at the KU Relays out at Rock Chalk Park. Freshman Quinn Dancer, the future of short distance for KU, stole the spotlight from veterans like Ivan Henry and Jerron Hartley, winning both the 100 and 200 meters in his first relays. Dancer clinched the team competition for the Jayhawks with his wins after the KU throwers took care of business in the field events earlier in the day. Junior Mitch Cooper took first and second in the discus, throwing the disc 16.08 meters, moving him to second among the nation's top Division I discus throwers. All-American from the indoor season, Barton Adams triple jumped to a winning mark of 16.08 and became the first KU male title winner in the triple jump since 1985. While the men dominated to a team victory, the women's team struggled. Unlike the men's side, the throwers and triple jumpers were not as dominant and ultimately hurt the teams point-wise. The Gophers, who won the Big Ten last season, took the team title away from the Jayhawks. The night ended with the men's 4x400 relay, showcasing KU's best short-distance talent. The team has a chance to compete with Texas at the Outdoor Championships after coming in second in the indoor season. Kansas baseball continues a successful conference season after taking 2 out of 3 this weekend from number 19 Oklahoma. The Jayhawks won their first road series in Norman since 2009. Jackson Goddard earned his 4th win of the season over 7 innings. This series win creates some shakeup in the Big 12 standings. Kansas overtakes Oklahoma and sits currently in 4th. TCU leads the conference, followed by Texas Tech and West Virginia in the top 3. The top 8 schools make the Big 12 tournament, and right now Kansas State sits in last with a 4-11 record. Oklahoma State has a 2-game lead over the Wildcats. KU women's golf topped off their season this weekend at the Big 12 Championships at Dominion Country Club in San Antonio. The team came in with the final day tied for 3rd and struggled through the final round on Sunday, finishing 7th at 40 over par. Texas took the Big 12 crown, shooting 21 over par, followed by Iowa State and Texas Tech rounding out the top 3. Individually, the Jayhawks had 2 golfers finish in the top 20. Freshman Yi-Sin Cho finished in a tie for 9th at 6 over par, and Aradna Diaz finished in a tie for 19th at 9 over par. While women's golf has ended their season, men's golf is closing out theirs. The Jayhawks started day 1 of 3 at the Big 12 Championships at Prairie Dunes in Hutchinson. They sit in a tie for 2nd with number 4 Baylor at 26 over par and sit 4 shots back of leader Oklahoma State, who is 22 over par. All teams played 36 holes today and will finish out with 2 rounds of 18 Wednesday and tomorrow.
All right, well, there's your women's golf preview. Your women's golf preview. Jacob, you have a preview of what's to come the rest of this week.
Yeah, guys, for the most part, pretty stormy week ahead, except through today and tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, both 76 degrees, clear skies. Enjoy it while you can, because the rest of the week, off and on storms beginning Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. You can see Wednesday with a high of 53, a strong cold front makes its way through our area. But temperatures will recover just in time for the weekend, 65 degrees, but there are a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Friday, so a bit of a bummer, but for the most part, we've been really pretty spoiled with these beautiful weekends, guys.
Yeah, well, everybody enjoy the shorts weather, get those jackets and umbrellas ready, because the rain, maybe in the fort, is probably coming up soon. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back on Wednesday.